holy cursed river caves. Welcome to the Shane Dogs podcast, the podcast where we talk about theme parks and news across all of the industry. Today we're joined by Joe and Sean. Mikhail is away, James is away, and Aaron is away, but they'll be back. But this week, so it's free. So I hope you're ready for a good show. Lots of news, lots of debate as well. Let us know in the chat and in the comments if you have any questions for us. We would love that because it's been a bit of a slow news week, to be fair.
That's about it. It's pretty a bit of a dead.
You want to read through, Sean, what we've got coming up?
Yeah, so we'll be talking about Golden Ticket Awards, the winners. Maybe have a little look at that and see what we agree on. Probably not much, but we got Oktoberfest at Alton Towers, which I went to last Saturday. A little update on the Jumanji coaster, as I'm calling it, at Chessington. A little update on there. Luke's gonna, it's still not being confirmed. Still not being confirmed.
Oh, I might as well be on it. In all fairness,
you might be able to tell by my voice, but I'm pretty ill this week, so you got to bear with me if I just sound like a chipmunk. Right, and then Luke's going to give us a little trip report from his recent trip to Great Yarmouth. Well, it's not that recent now, is it? But,
no, it's not. It's 2 weeks ago. But,
2 weeks ago. Yeah, and we got a little special subject to finish off if we need to. Really, we'll see how long we'll see how much we ramble on about all this stuff. So that's what we got coming up.
Awesome. Yeah, so if you are listening to this and we've got podcast streaming, we're on all podcast formats now: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. We're everywhere. But if you are listening on them platforms, we are live right now on YouTube. So make sure you tune in on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Every Wednesday, that's 8 p.m. UK time. Get in the chat, get in the questions, get involved, guys. We want more of you. Tell your friends, tell everybody.
Come talk to us.
Yeah. I mean, we're at 95 subscribers already, guys. Can we just talk about that a minute? That is crazy. Mad. Episode 6, we're already nearly at 100 subscribers. That is crazy. Madness. So thank you so much, everyone who subscribed and followed us on all the streaming platforms as well. It's been a blast. It's been so cool. We didn't expect it to ever just go this far so quick. It was really crazy. It is crazy to me. It's crazy because we were all we've been planning this for a long time, right? We've been planning this for a long time, and it was just to pull it off was so epic straight away. I mean, there's 14 people watching now, which is just insane. It doesn't.
Good evening, everyone.
It's just crazy. Yeah. So hello to everybody in the chat, and like we said, any questions, go ahead, fire away. And we will pull them up on screen, just
or just anything you want us to talk about,
topics.
We always need, especially in episodes like this where nothing is happening.
No,
that's you.
So guys,
that's me. Oh man, I'm not with it.
I'm Daniel.
Clicking anything. I'm just clicking buttons. Shall we talk about Golden Ticket Awards?
Go for it.
So.
Absolutely. You've got the winners, right? I've only heard about the one that everyone's talking about. But let's go through it. What have we got?
So we have best new roller coaster for 2021 is Velocicoaster, which we all knew was probably was coming.
I'd agree with that one.
The other one that opened.
I'm not really. Literally.
Might as well be.
Might as well be.
It could be. But I think I haven't ridden it, but I know so many people who have ridden it whose opinions I respect, and I can see that being it's a no-brainer really. You just look at everything to do with it, the theming, just watching POVs, you just know that's going to be amazing.
Just from following the construction of that thing, and just every week, just Mikhail, the way he was just talking about it, and the way we were bigging up Intamin for the way they've changed things. I can totally get on board with that, definitely.
Well, a Blitz is already my number one coaster, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this pulls off. I'm sure it's going to be good. Best dark ride, we have Rise of Resistance. I've done that, and I can confirm it's fucking amazing.
Fair enough.
Certainly looks it.
Yeah, it does. It looks so good.
It really does.
It's really good. I mean, it should really be called Dark Rides because there's so many different rides in one ride.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, how far is the drop? How far is it down, like, compared to like 13?
Oh, spoiler! I didn't tell you about
at this
that
point.
for ages.
Nah.
I knew about the drop, mate. I was operating it on ride sims.
Oh, like. Yeah, of course you were. Yeah.
I mean, I was operating Resistance, not Rise of Resistance.
Yeah.
Put that out there.
I don't know how actually far you drop, but it feels pretty significant when it happens. Cool. I did not know it happened when I did it.
Oh shit!
So, because I avoided all spoilers. It's pretty.
Does it feel further than 13 though? Would it sit further down than that?
13 is quite far.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's as far as 13, but it's just different because you're looking at like a screen. So it's gonna feel
it's like a simulate a moment and then boom.
It's hard to know, is it more or less? Is it I don't know, it's a really weird one.
Yeah.
Especially with like, but it's such a cool, it's such a, when that happened it blew my mind because I was like, it's a game changer because it just means like having like a ride vehicle, then go into another ride vehicle and then be able to do all this sort of stuff. It changes the game. Like you could have a dark ride potentially go upside down if you wanted to. Do you know what I mean? If it can go to a platform it's unlimited, it's limitless now, really. So yeah, but anyway, that's best dark ride.
Sorry for spoiling that for anybody if I did.
I mean, to be fair, it's hard to avoid that.
It's been out a while. I mean, everyone's vlogged it, and
I mean that bit of information now is everywhere as well. Anyway, so it's probably widely known. But
Europa Park was named best theme park, which I kind of can see. I'm not been to Europa Park, but it looks like a really good, really nice park. It just looks nice and got a good selection of rides.
For me, talks about it.
Yeah, for me, it's one of them parks where it's a bit like Efteling, where there's not like one standout coaster per se.
No,
it's the collection of rides they got, and also the amazing theming and just the way
experiences, the shows, what they've got to offer other than just roller coasters is massive.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's like a proper theme park, isn't it?
I mean, I went back in 2002. Was it?
Oh yeah, you've been, of course.
So I went there, and I think it was like opening year for like Silver Star, and obviously I went on that. And back then it was incredible. It was such an amazing park. I mean, it felt like a bit of a cheap rip of Disney, which I kind of know is what they sort of loosely based that around. But it is a massively decent park. So obviously now it'll be next level entirely what they have, and obviously with all the new attractions, got to get there soon. Really have.
Yeah. Scare Track definitely agrees. We've got Emma in the chat. Thank you all for joining us.
All right, guys.
Yeah, so cool.
Sean is dying, by the way.
I'm dying. I got really ill.
You got this, bro. You've got this.
Yeah.
Then we have.
You can do this.
The way I wrote this was weird because I didn't put who the winner was, but something I thought was worth talking about. So best family park. I can't remember. It's somewhere in America. I can't remember now. But best family park. Portland's Park comes second, which is like amazing. Can you imagine?
Wow.
That
is
like
really
the thing with the Golden Ticket Awards. It's renowned for being very USA like centered. Like there's not that many. I mean, they obviously have like you got your Europa Parks. Toverland was nominated for a few. Efteling were, but it's mainly like focused on the US. So. It's cool that Portland's Park, such a small little family park, has been recognised.
That's amazing.
It's so cool.
Well,
yes, congratulations to Portland's Park. And then the one that everyone was talking about was best water ride, which
it's been so good this year. Like, honestly, it's been amazing.
But how could it not win?
Never been so wet before on Valhalla. It was
so insane. Valhalla was nominated. Was voted best water ride. Despite it being closed for the last 2 years.
Well, do you think though that since it closed, there's been a better water ride? I mean, you could argue Chapas or whatever, but
I think it's
like that good Valhalla. It kind of it just sets.
I don't know. I'd say like Chapass is so flipping good. Like it is so good.
Harry with a banter, love it.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. It's I even though like it didn't annoy me like it annoyed some other people because some people just like to be annoyed.
Valhalla is a good ride. It's a amazing water ride. I haven't been on one better.
But I don't know, man. I'd say Chapass is probably just as good, to be honest. It's just it's really in a different way. It's fun. It's the thing is with Valhalla, it's a dark ride and a water ride. You know what I mean? So it's a bit of different.
Very metal.
It's just very different. Yeah. But I agree that they probably shouldn't have been up for the award this year, and it should have gone to because who comes second? I think it was Silver Dollar City. Is it Mystic River Falls?
Cool.
That comes second. So really, shouldn't they just defaulted to be first just for 1 year because Valhalla take it every single year. So it's I don't know. It's a really weird one.
Valhalla being closed is what's making it the best water ride. I particularly love how dry you get.
But what I think though, some people I was in the Pleasure Beach Experience chat, and some people were saying like, how do you know not someone from you know the Golden Ticket Award didn't come and have a look at it? Like they could know what's going on with it.
Wow,
especially
think about that with the boats,
especially with Amanda Thompson's like standing in the industry, like she's head of IAPA and everything. So I mean, she could have. I mean, they could have gone to see it. You never know. But the one thing that did come out of it, which was cool, was we got some brand new artwork for Valhalla.
We did.
There we go.
Which looks incredible.
Yes,
that looks sick. To be fair,
I thrown on a hoodie and purchased.
Oh, 100%.
Just the water and the fire. It's just it sums it up perfectly, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I
wonder if we get skulls on the front of the boats like that. That'd be so cool.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so everyone's moaning, but we did get that awesome artwork out of it, which I mean, I loved everything about it. The way Blackpool Pleasure Beach is written, and reimagining though. I don't know. Reimagining is such a Disney phrase, isn't it? Reimagining.
It really is. Like, going to fucking town is what Blackpool should have put on it.
Yeah.
We're so close now, though. It's 2022, aren't we? So we're literally, it's only just around the corner.
It really is.
That close.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Really can't wait.
I can't wait. I think we said, I think it was last week or the week before, I can't remember now, but we when we was talking about it, like I think anything that they do to it, as long as it's not literally got Valhalla and ice, as long as it's not that, then I hope we get the ice room back though. But
yes, the ice room with really cold light would be cool.
I'm just hoping that they've just worked on they've got like more up to date effects that actually work and can consistently run, rather than not knowing what effects going to be on and what off every time they do it.
I know that you're like me, Sean. You really love the original soundtrack, right? I'm interested to see what Notable Strange is going to do with that. I really like Notable Strangers stuff. I mean, a lot of people are not a big fan of like Big One's track, but I love it. I think it's so good. It sums the
up.
Only one for me that I don't quite get on board with that one, but Icons.
But do you not think it like suits the coaster? Like it's because it's like so kind of 90s and like,
I was gonna say it's like proper retro 90s, like club vibes.
Proper retro.
I just feel like it needs a few breaks from that constant plow of that motif just going on. It needs a little break in it. It needs atmosphere to it a little bit more.
You do get that though with the don't you think you get that with the build up where when it goes back and it's just like counting up?
And I don't like the way it's not timed with the train. That could be done quite easily.
Yeah. So that when it says 150 feet or whatever, you're actually at that point. You could time
it so when it goes up, like it just plays different. It just plays during, like it just switches to.
But wouldn't that be like a different? That'd be like having to put a whole new load of sensors on it and things. And like
it's a fucking theme park. They should be able to do that. we're just asking, like say
how there's a difference. Onboard audio.
It's like
unless they build it.
There's a difference.
Which should be cool.
That's mental though. You can't like that. You so much would have to be changed.
Yeah, I know.
But you have to have the charge. You have to have the train be charged up with their mad batteries every time it's stationed. I think it's just a difference between let's just quickly put a soundtrack on it. Yeah, we'll just get that and then slap it on, and then suddenly, okay, now we've got to put like sensors on each bit so it syncs up to music.
Yeah, I'm a pain in the ass with ideas. it's just I just feel like it needs there's a section in Icon where it breaks off lovely. And then it starts building up again. I just like that when you're in the queue line. When you hear that bit on Icon soundtrack, it takes you away from Blackpool a little bit. It puts you in the mind of that ride, the style of that ride. I would just like that a little bit more with the big one. And I'm hoping that in that station for Valhalla, we've got some mad war drums going off, but with some sick bass, like some proper pounding bass going on. And then when you get into the ride, I hope all hell breaks loose in some of it. To be honest with you, I really do.
Yeah.
I think it will, personally. I think we're going to see some big changes in there. I really do, and I think they'll be for the better as opposed to for the worst. I'll
just be really happy to say that I've rode Valhalla again. Like, even if it's completely different and everyone says it's shit or whatever, and however it comes out, it's not going to be. It really isn't.
If anything, it's going to be better.
Everything Blackpool's done recently is fantastic. So I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and I just want the big flipping hammers to be involved in it as well, because that was like one of my favorite bits, and the hammer comes down and splashes you. It's so good. But yeah, I think that's to be fair, when it happens, that's going to happen. People are going to complain about it, and they're going to be the same people who probably haven't ridden it in like the last 5 years and didn't see the state of it.
It wasn't great. I mean, the last time I went on it, it was all over the place. We sat on the turntable for about 5 minutes. I mean, there's lengthening up a ride, and then there's just sitting people on a transport system.
Yeah.
I just remember getting absolutely drenched from head to foot, like literally sitting in a swamp from word go, and then obviously getting off and just been like.
That's the thing. When you get on a ride, and as soon as you sit down, you're not even going anywhere, and your feet are wet. That's bad.
Yeah, you're already soaked.
Bad. It's not
saying that. I got drenched on the River Caves when I went on it. When I went on it this weekend. I don't know why. I just did.
If you get a heavy load boat with a lot of heavy people in it, depends, but you can get some real big splashes on it.
That's
because me and Joe, it was just two of us, and to keep what they're doing. For 2 years. Yeah.
They have. That's a good point.
Sorry, I need to make sure I read these out for the podcast. This is something I need to do. So, Bully for You said they've done well to keep what they're doing to a secret for almost 2 years. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Coaster Bot saying as long as they make it more consistent, I'll like the new Valhalla. So yeah. Screw Loose said Pepsi Max Big One song reminds me of Tetris.
I can see that. Definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the Golden Ticket Awards. I mean, I would just like to see him, explore the world a little bit more. Like I say, I know they do have some European stuff in there, but it's just sometimes when I look at I haven't got the whole list up at the minute, but when I look at some of it, I'm thinking, what are they? It's just there's so many more things that they could pick out of, and they just never do it. I just find it quite political. I think it's just quite political. It's like the Eurovision. Do you know what I mean? It's like if it's their power, if they get on with it.
No, it's not Eurovision because Paulton's
nil ply.
Yeah, true.
That's not nil ply. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No tickets.
Yeah, nope, none.
But yeah, so next up we have Oktoberfest. I haven't got any images ready for this, but
sorry.
I went to Oktoberfest at Alton Towers last Saturday, and it's honestly what they've done this year is like next level to what they did last year. I really liked last year's one. I thought it was really, really good. But it's just insane.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I really liked it. If you go, I mean, obviously, if you went there and it was like a bit drizzly and stuff, it probably wouldn't have the same type of atmosphere. Yeah, but if you go there on a nice day, the entertainment is really, really good. So, I mean, just some of the standout I'll see if I'll share my screen. Hold on.
Do you know that I've noticed that they have a building that has a balcony and a seating area on
do?
it? Was that there last year?
No,
so this is brand new. Yeah, so this is brand new. It's like this is built especially for Alton Towers as well. This wasn't something they got in. So
I'd just love to sit up there and just have a beer, man.
Really cool.
Oh yeah.
And we was there on a Saturday, and there's countless times where there was just 3 tables up there. That's
really surprising. Though you'd think everybody'd be up there, especially with the view that you'll get up there.
A lot of people do go up there, but yeah, now and again, if you're lucky, you look up, and that's when I went up and got some shots and stuff. But yeah, it's really really cool, and
you see
it's so. No, not quite.
You just couldn't. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, you've got the court. You got the court.
The court. Yeah,
stables,
of course. You have to be on the roof,
blocking it. Yeah. But it's really just weird to be that high up in that location. Like it's just really surreal. Like it's to be able to see over things. Like I say, you can't really see over things anyway because everything's like kind of covered anyway, isn't it?
All the sightlines are covered. Yeah.
Just seeing over the lawns and stuff was really, really cool.
I mean, looking down Tower Street as well, I bet looks awesome from up there.
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, you can see here like this big like maypole, really, really cool. And obviously they had this whole thing made as well, which is nice, like photo opportunity.
I've got to say, I'm loving like the extra theming items this year and all the sort of extra stuff they put into this because the event. I mean, it was good last year, but this year it seems to have gone next level, which is amazing.
It's gone really Instagram on steroids, hasn't it? That's what it's done.
Big time. Big time.
So good.
Ignore me there, but yeah, they've got these two big
your concentration face, that Sean
and a giant beer.
They've got them big giant beers, and they actually light up at night as well, which is really cool.
That's incredible.
Really cool. Yeah, for benefit people listening to on podcasts, we're just having a look at some of the photographs. So if you want to check them out, go and watch the video. But it's just showing us all the theming and stuff for Oktoberfest. It was amazing.
But yeah, it's just like the entertainment's really good. They've made the courtyard more of a thing as well now.
Yeah, I like that. I like the fact they've actually included that area in it because it kind of feels right for that. And obviously with the bar being there, it's a prime opportunity and all that undercover seating as well. Really great idea.
Yeah, and it's like they've not had a stage there since the pirate show left. So
no, they haven't.
Nice to see all that again. They have got proper steins this year as well.
Yeah, everyone was whinging about that.
1 pint stein.
Yeah, so they've got. I was just trying to see if I could see any other photos, but I can't really see any.
I'm just praying there's some of those pin badges left when I go down because I really want them both. Like
they, yeah, I'll concentrate now rather than looking on Twitter. But yeah, so
squirrel.
What's really cool is you can. They've got loads of different beers. They've got like 4 different beers you can choose from, and you can get basically like like a flight of beers, so half pints for like £10, which I think is really good value, really, because they're decent as well. They're like real ales and things. It is. I mean, it's a little bit. It is more expensive than say like Blackpool Pleasure Beach, where you can get a whole stein for like what was it, like £5 or £6 or something? I think it was like 2 pints. Like it's insane.
That's really cheap. Really,
but
cheap.
Yeah, and then like the stein itself is £5, whereas with Alton Towers, the actual full 2 pint stein is about £10, and it's like another £10 to get it filled up. So that's 2 pints. So a little bit more pricey, but if you go in to have a day out there, then you could probably just get it half filled up. But
I mean, is it a glass stein or is it still the perspex stuff or like the plastic stuff?
It's gonna be plastic, mate.
I was gonna say it's got to be for safety measures, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah, we can't. Like, I think people was like, we want glass. It's like they are not gonna give out glass.
No, they could do a glass version in the shop though after Oktoberfest.
Yeah,
like a special edition for like £90 or something. Made from real Stoke glass.
Plus postage.
With some Rita launch cable attached to it. Nah,
£175 plus postage.
It's I like that. I would actually probably buy one of them if they did it.
To be fair, I would. Yeah.
The entertainment. So they had like a sing along. Where it's like a guy singing, and then it was just like kind of like Sweet Caroline and things like that, and it was like just everyone joining in, the classics, the sing along songs.
Yep.
They had this I can't remember what they're called now, but they're like a dance group, so like Alton ancestors. They were like phenomenal, like honestly, they were so good. Like they were like kind of like doing backflips and breakdancing, and that was really good to see. They had the German jukebox, which are like a brass band, and it's quite different from like say like Pleasure Beach, where they were just like it was like more of a comedy thing. They were actually German jukebox were doing like covers of famous songs, like Valerie, but brass versions, and then everyone was singing along to the songs. So that was really, really cool.
The Proclaimers version I've heard, which I've seen several videos of, that sounded fantastic. It really
they are really good. They're really, really good. I don't think they're like, as interactive as like say the Bavarian Stompers at Pleasure Beach, but they're still like because of like how the songs they choose, it gets everyone up and dancing, and that's what matters at the end of the day, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And then you've got the Darwin the Dodo show. He comes on as well.
And so he was there last year as well, wasn't they?
Yeah. Same type of show, and he just dances around, and then all the kids get up, and they just cycle them shows all day, and there's not really any time in between that there's not someone on stage, which is really good. So no matter what time you're around the lawns, there's going to be something on. And then in the courtyard, they've got the stage in the corner, and that has I can't remember his name now, but a guy with like an accordion doing like old German songs. You've got the dude who I always forget his name, but it's the the guy who plays Sir Algernon all the time.
Sir Algernon.
Yeah. Sir Algernon. He's doing like an acoustic set. Sir Octonauts. I'm ill, man.
Sir Octonauts.
That would be easier, wouldn't it? That would be so much fucking easier to say. Yeah.
But yeah, it's he does like an acoustic set. He's really, really good. And then some other like solo singers coming on. So it's like it's nice atmosphere under there. It feels more like a beer keller in the courtyard because you're under cover and stuff. And the setting where it is just feels like very authentic. So that it's a really cool place to do it. I'm glad that they've expanded it into there more this year. But and then they have lawn entertainment, like a guy with a big horn taking that around. You got the monks who carry the beer barrel around, and then you've just got loads of my mouse just went my mouse just flew off the desk. But you have these just like people in Bavarian like lederhosens just like walking around the lawns that entire time and just trying to get people to join in, which is really cool. Loads of food options again. You've got the bratwursts, you've got like the pan house, which do like garlic mushrooms and garlic potatoes, and
they look proper nice. Those
they're so good.
So nice.
Loaded fries are amazing this year. Proper shop chips.
Yeah,
so I was proper let down with those last year for the price you paid as well. I didn't feel like you got your money's worth at all. So hopefully that's changed.
No, it has changed.
Festival food
changed. It was proper chip shop chips, like what you get from the chip shop, like proper, like almost like tripled fried. And then like if you had like bacon bits toppings, it was actually fried bacon. Like you'd see him cook the bacon, put everything on. It was proper like loaded fries.
That smells so good around there. Beer and like you've got all that stuff going on.
Yeah.
That smoke pit as well. There's always a lovely smell coming off that smoke pit, like wood fire smoke. It's just man.
But they've got like loads of the smoke pits everywhere again, so they're all around the lawns. Nice. The only downside to that for me was because I spent so much time on the lawns, I smelled like I'd been camping all weekend. My clothes just stinking of it.
That's because you're getting super close-ups, though.
But apart from that, like that, I think that was about. I mean, you've got other food options like the pulled pork burgers. You've got what the hell they're called, the potato I can't remember, but yeah, all different tops. Not jacket potatoes.
Like potatoes bravos or something like that.
No, what are the Spirelio?
Spiral,
things.
yeah,
spiral potatoes. But yeah, I'm not going to list everything because it's so much there. But the main thing is, really well done. Decorations look on point. Tower Street look insane. It just looks so cool looking down that like Tower Street towards there. It just looks, it's just bigger, a lot bigger. Feels like a big event going on there.
To be fair, though, like last year felt very much like a pilot event. I sort of predicted back then. I thought next year is going to be like literally probably triple the size, and they have pulled that off from what I've seen. So that's really good.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. All the merch that they've made for it as well looks just more like, it doesn't look temporary. It doesn't look like it's just been knocked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it looks
really
like
spent time on it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Which is really good to see. But yeah, I'd recommend everyone if you wanted to do. If you're thinking about doing Oktoberfest, Eli is going to be any different to last year. I think it's different enough, and plus, you've got all them coasters and rides, so why not, man?
What's not like with that?
The great
thing
thing
on Smiler.
Oh yeah, that's got to be done.
The great thing about having these events like Oktoberfest is it's another attraction. It soaks up a lot of people who would otherwise be in queues. Definitely. So like, even if you're not that bothered, I think it's a good time to go to Towers at the minute because everyone's back at school. Saturday was pretty quiet for on Tower standards. I know people saying they were like waiting max like 20 minutes for like Wicker Man last Saturday, or half an hour.
Reasonable.
So
I'll take that.
So there we go. Yeah, so that's Oktoberfest.
Awesome. Sounds great. Looking forward to going on Sunday and checking it out. And hopefully, it should be really good. I'm really excited just to see it all in the flesh. Like, pictures can only do so much, right? So you see something massively. Like in the flesh, it's so much better.
Yeah.
100 times.
I mean, I think
wow.
Food wise, what's that?
Oh, Dead Q's Demo did Smile 8 times, and today I did Nemesis 10 times.
Wow,
yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah,
that's mad.
See, I can't at the minute. I'm trying not to go to parks unless it's like for professional reasons. Just because like I've got my wedding on Saturday, so I'm trying to not have COVID. So I don't want to risk it. So after this Saturday,
it's an album.
But yeah, so shall we move on to Journey to Hell?
I mean, everyone's asking for it in the chat.
Yes, Journey.
The proper bin,
I don't think I even put that in my schedule. When I said the schedule, I didn't say it, but I meant to put it in there. I think it was kind of like we know we're talking about that, so why would I write it?
Yeah, it's like the main topic of this whole episode, really.
So,
where do we start?
So this year, Journey to Hell goes from the 8th of October to the 31st of October. We have 9 different they call them scare zones. So this is a mixture of just attractions. It doesn't mean that they're just all scare zones, but they call that we know there's at least one scare maze in there, but I think there's going to be other scare. I think some of these are going to be scare mazes as well.
Yeah.
So we have I think the first one that got released was actually no, this wasn't the first one, was it? This is the latest one.
River Caves was the first one.
River Caves was the first one. I've got a video here that I can just play. So if I didn't queue it up, so I'm gonna have to screen share again. This is a proper thrown together episode. This one is. So for those listening, we've got Journey to Hell Freak Nights, Legend of the Cursed River Caves, Blind Faith, Devil's Gate, Hell Tunnel, The Dark Abyss, Scare Maze, Day of the Dead,
featuring Ghost
Carnival Freaks, and The Pledge.
Wow.
So we've got a lot going on. I've got all the different what they all say basically here. Let me just
this video is available on the Blackpool Pleasure Beach website as well. If you go in there and check out Journey to Hell, it's there.
So first off, we have Legend of the Cursed River Caves. So this was really exciting to me. Like
I was joking with Aaron when we was on it, I was like, imagine if they drained out the river caves and made it into a scare maze. Or made you get off the boat halfway round, or like did something in there with live actors. That would be so good.
But that's the thing, like they wouldn't even need to drain it out. Like just having the river caves has a kind of eerie atmosphere anyway. Like it's so cool that they're turning it. It seems like they're going to be turning it into a kind of a ghost train.
Yeah.
So the synopsis for this is: once you enter these cursed caves, your journey has only one terrifying destination. The evil sorceress has demons everywhere to curse your souls.
Nice.
So. And I'm wondering, because that's the first one listed, so I'm wondering, like, is this like kind of in order? Like, is there going to be like a through kind of a storyline all through these different attractions?
That's a good point.
Because, like, obviously, if you didn't know, 2018 was the first year. Was it 2019, wasn't it?
2019.
Yeah, 2019 was the first time they'd done like a proper kind of Halloween event like this with scare mazes and things, and that was also the last one because obviously couldn't do it last year. So there's a lot of feedback they've had, so I'm hoping that they build on it. But when they did it in 2019, it was kind of like you pay your ticket, and it's not like you just walk around Pleasure Beach and do this and do that. It's you do it all in one go, back to back. So you do one thing,
experience.
Yeah. So you just keep going and doing it. So I'm guessing this is what this is going to be like as well. So you got next up is Hell Tunnels. Beneath the park lurks a beastly rabble of survivors that feed on dread and despair. Beware, don't get left behind. It won't be just your fear they will feast on.
Oh, wow.
Sounds
as well.
Yeah.
So Hell Tunnels and river caves tunnels. So underneath river caves, there's you can, I think you get to it where river caves is, but it goes underground, like it goes beneath the entire park, and they used it for 2019's one, and I think they had some kind of zombie thing going on in there.
Cool.
So this could be another thing where, like, you know what you said, Luke, to Aaron, where could you get off this boat halfway through? And then it leads on to this like storyline.
Yeah,
that would be quite cool. So that's Hell Tunnels. But I wonder what
I was just going to say, imagine seeing the drop stood in the station and nobody's on the boat.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That would be so creepy, wouldn't it? Like,
loads of mist, fairy liquid in the water and everything.
Fairy liquid in the water.
Yeah.
That'd bubbles so going. Cool. But yeah, I wonder what they're going to do with river caves. I wonder if they're going to have actual actors running about, or they're going to just dress it up.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I wonder if Notable Stranger's been involved as well. Some of the soundtracks for these might have their own soundtracks, their own sound scores for it. That'd be cool.
Make sense.
So yeah, it would. I just hope you don't go into river caves and it's just like red LEDs on the wall. You know, it just picked up from Home Bargains for like $4.99.
A few cheap props thrown here and there. You know, like
it works, I suppose. Yeah. I have to see. I'm really. It's one of the bigger. It's one of the most anticipated things for me. That and the Ghost Train one as well.
I was going to say the Ghost Train one definitely for me.
Yeah. So next up we have Valley of Carnival Freaks. Roll up, never be foolish enough to travel through the Valley of Carnival Freaks alone. Strange and bizarre is our normal. The ringmaster is always enlisting new talent for his carnival. Go on.
Will this be where the Laughing Man is?
I think it will probably be in the maze, the Chinese maze.
Oh, okay.
Because I think they had something. I think they had something there last year with not last year, the last event with clowns in that maze. Because I didn't end up doing it in the end because it clashed with something. We had tickets, but we didn't end up going.
Yeah.
Or we ended up cancelling anyway. But I remember there being clowns, I think, in that maze. So if someone's in the chat and did it, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, definitely.
But that makes kind of sense. Yeah. Because it's a maze, isn't it, already? So it's kind of like they could just, like, that would be crazy to see.
See, now, this is why I'm thinking it's going to be a scare zone. because the Scare Maze is called Scare Maze, right?
Exactly, yeah. So that would make sense for that to be in the maze itself.
Can you? Oh, maybe. So that could actually the Scare Maze could be the maze bit.
Yeah. And everyone's like, "Oh, it's a Scare Maze." Well, yes, it is. It's a maze.
I don't. Well, the way they say. Well, this is the thing. The way they're saying it is there's
says valley. Is the valley where the avalanche station is? It kind of valleys down.
Could be. So there could be because obviously they're calling every one of these a scare zone. That's what they're calling every single one of these. But yeah, there could be maybe like something set up near Avalanche Station by the Laughing Man, where as you're walking through to the next one, it could just be like you say, like a scare zone sort of thing where they're just all around there
and stuff. That'd be cool.
Which were really cool because I think one of the feedbacks from 2019 I heard a lot about was the fact that because when you're doing all these attractions, you've got to wait for the last person in your group to come out of whatever it is to move on. So just like that, it kind of just kills the vibe a little bit because you're just waiting around an empty pleasure beach. But if they've got all this sort of stuff going on while that's happening, then it's gonna like make it more of an event rather than you just being at Pleasure Beach after hours doing like walk the big one. It just feels you can imagine that just feeling a bit dead if you've just done like a scare thing and then like you're like coming out and then it fades off. So that'll be so maybe you're right there. So Big Dark Abyss, this one is really, I'm scratching my head about this.
I'm saying it includes the big one by looks of the art, to be honest with you, because you've got the big one in the background. The Dark Abyss part of it almost looks like the big one logo with the way it kind of like the A goes down. It makes me wonder if it's another ride in the dark, similar to sort of what they do with Icon.
Oh, imagine if they just whack the lights off completely.
And you just literally just drop in darkness.
That could be cool.
Maybe.
Last ride of the night, because it's been the last one to be announced, right? This is the latest one.
Well, no, because they've released them all on the website, but they haven't released all the artwork for every single one.
On Twitter, this one came out literally like 3 hours ago. Because I said, tell us now because we've got a podcast in 2 hours.
They haven't released every single one though. Like they've released what they're called and stuff, and they released that video, but like they haven't because they put the hashtag, so they say like they're releasing them in order. So this is called 4 of 9 in hashtag. The Dark Abyss is 4 of 9. So the one before that was, so I think it's in order. Honestly,
the order you're actually going to do with tin. Think?
Because that Day of the Dead Ghost Train was 3 of 9. That was the one that was released before that. So they are releasing them in some kind of order, which I think means this is the order they're doing it in. That's on the website that I'm reading from. So yeah. So it could be. I don't know, man. I don't know if they'd have that many because we know. Well, we'll come on to the last one, but I feel like because we already know that there's going to be a ride involved. I don't know if they're going to run 2 rides.
I mean, surely it's got to have something to do with the big one because the big one is in the
background.
So that's got to be involved in some way.
Maybe it's the Pleasure Beach Express tunnels or something like that. I don't know.
That could be interesting.
Can you imagine like doing that the track walk
in the dark
the other week in the dark? That would be creepy, man.
That would be fucking insane. That would be proper insane. But what would be even more insane is if they whack all the lights off on the Pleasure Beach and you ride the big one. No big one lights either. Just pure darkness. That'd be so cool.
Just close your eyes.
It just amplified the entire experience.
You can still kind of see, can't you? Like it'd just be really surreal looking down at the park from above. Everything was lights off.
Weird.
Well, weird.
Scare Track saying really intrigued by Pleasure Beach lineup this year. I believe it's a different team, also a completely different team who have put it on. Which, that sounds promising.
Yeah.
So next up we have the one that I'm really excited for as well.
Mm-hmm.
Day of the Dead featuring Ghost Train.
That's quality, is that?
So we thinking Ghost Train alive sort of thing? Are we thinking people in there? It's gotta be, surely.
Yeah,
like, I'd be disappointed if they just dress up all everything in sombrero hats and stuff.
Yeah, like the skeletons on the bikes at the end. Like they're just holding sombreros, just going around a sombrero. Like
mariachi band going round.
Yeah. I mean, you could. Yeah. There's loads of spots for actors in that place, isn't there? Let's be honest. There's
that's a lot.
Just whack a couple of props out, and you've got some areas there where you can really go to town.
I mean, I've got to be honest. I'm surprised these guys haven't done that before with that ride because there's so much potential there already anyway. Yeah. So it's nice to kind of included that. And hopefully that's what it is. Live actors.
I really hope. I hope it is. I hope a lot of these things have like scare actors in them. Because that's the only way to really do it. Like
imagine Wallace and Gromit like that. There's the giant Wallace and a giant Gromit.
You've forgotten the cheese Gromit.
Where did you get that chainsaw from, Gromit?
Porridge today, Tuesday.
That's so mad. Funny. Like when he's dangling in the wrong trousers and it's literally like just blood just spurting down.
These are the wrong trousers, Gromit. Those are my legs.
We're talking about the wrong ride here, but the Ghost Train, imagine going down like that the downwards lift hill, and then when you whip around the corner, there's someone that you just like that'd be crazy. That'd be so good. There's so many opportunities. There's so many opportunities. There is a lot.
You know what I'd do it for me though is if you took out that animatronic of that girl with the head turning and that was an actual person that literally just turns around and then just jumps at you.
Ooh,
that'd freak you out.
That's a good shout. Because that is a big set. That is one of the bigger sets in there, right? That
there'd have been loads of room for that to happen as well.
Yeah, great. It'd be so cool. I think I'm just really they've done a really good job of saying certain things that have it's like their merch. They'll tease certain things and then release certain things. They've done a really good job, Blackpool, in the last couple of years of marketing stuff really well. So I hope this isn't like an overhype of marketing. Like it's so good. We're all thinking, is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? And then we just turn up and it's just something completely like not what anybody expected.
Yeah.
Or is it going to be? Or hopefully. What I'm thinking, it's going to absolutely fucking blow us all away, which I really want it to do. And then Blackpool Pleasure Beach becomes a destination for Halloween every year.
Yeah.
They've had a long time to prepare for this as well, and obviously if they brought a different team in, the potential for this is endless. So it'd be great to see what we actually get.
A long time, they've had a long time to plan it. They've had 2 years pretty much to plan it. So.
Exactly.
So Wally's outfit coming out of the darkness that you would be terrifying. It really would. It really would take Andrew. It would, yeah.
So cool.
Yes. So then we have Scare Maze.
More? Yeah.
Yes. We have Scare Maze, which again, not much is
2 days there.
But it's 90 minutes. It's a 90-minute experience, so it's quite lengthy.
Wow.
The whole experience lasts 90 minutes. So, can you survive our Scare Maze, or will you join the Lost Souls roaming around for eternity? So, I think you're bang on there. That's going to be in the actual maze bit. It's got to be. Maze, I just thought it's like a really unoriginal name. I was like Scare Maze. I was like, okay, what? But yeah, it makes sense.
Day of the Dead, Abyss, Scare Maze, bro.
Yeah,
it's just a Scare Maze. But if it is literally a Scare Maze, it's class though. If it is that, it's class.
Yeah.
Imagine the logo above the Chinese puzzle maze there. I've never actually done that, so that's going to be like a first for me. Maybe I should go in and figure it out. Maybe I should go. Maybe I should go figure that shit out before I get in there with a lot of answers.
So you actually know what kind of way you're going.
Clever. Or I just stay like in the middle of the group. Just if it's anything like Black Mirror, I did that. I just got completely. I got lost. I went to the same corner about 6 times. Been here before. Hang on, why is there a bright light? Oh, it's a fake one.
That seems interesting. But there's not much more to say about that one. But then we have Blind Faith, which do have the faith where speed, stealth, and darkness dwells. Dark warriors sense that your minds are weak. Dare you test them and prove your blind faith. Icon blindfolded.
Yeah.
100%. The whole like branding for it seems like
it's the dagger,
well.
right?
Yeah.
It's the dagger,
and they did it last time as well, so that had to come back.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see how that feels. To be fair,
I think it's
weird ass experience,
especially if you don't have the launch audio on. You won't know when you're going.
Yeah, that's true. I think you'd hear the LSMs surely.
All right, Sean.
So that's your
just
key,
because
right?
we've heard that thing be set up like with no audio in the park at all. You can hear it clonk when it does that overspeed. It goes clonk, clonk, and then it launches. It's so loud.
It is loud. But then this so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But then there's what's not included on here is Hell's Gate, which that seems to be, I read it here somewhere, hold on, it seems to be like a eating and like drinking area.
All right,
where is it now? No, Devil's Gate, sorry, Hell's Tunnels. This Devil's Gate is an area and will be open after the experience for guests to enjoy food, drinks, and entertainment. So that's going to be like an actual complex. So like in 2019 they had this the horror bar, after the passage. They had that open to go and drink at. So whether they're going to rename that to Devil's Gate or they're going to have somewhere else that's going to go on, because I know in 2019 that ended with Passage del Terror, but it doesn't seem like they're doing that this year.
Could it be the hub?
Could be the hub. That's probably a good shout actually. Devil's Gate.
Devil's
like
Gate. Go through the gate. Yeah.
Definitely. It's gonna. I reckon. You've bang on there.
Another one.
But then there's a dark magic. What is it? There's something called Black Magic or Dark Magic.
Really? I've never heard that one.
The Pledge Dark Magic.
Yeah, the Pledge Dark Magic. So I don't know what that is. But I'm
that
just
sounds like a bit of a show.
Yeah,
it does a bit, doesn't it?
Could be. That could be like I don't like it when events do that, when they list just like random stuff like as a thing, because it's not. But so this is normally a giveaway. This says this event will include the following. So this is for the entire event: offensive language, uneven surfaces, no visibility, strobe lighting, smoke and haze, loud noises, latex, clowns, confined spaces, steps, water spray, damp or wet conditions, a physically demanding environment, height restrictions, blackout HUDs. Actors may make physical contact with you, but they will not harm you. So there you go.
We're going to get super soaked on the river caves.
Yeah. Maybe.
You can see that you can see that coming.
Yeah, you can see that happening.
So Theme Park Enthusiast said we're 5 away from 100 subs. Well done, guys. Thank you so much. And thank you for, I think that's Theo, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you for joining us, mate. So I'm super excited about this. I think it's so cool to see not only it come back, but them do it bigger than they did it before, and including more of like their rides, like the well-loved rides like River Caves and Ghost Train, and potentially big one. And we know Icon is going to be part of it. So I think something that people complained about in 2019 was like some groups didn't actually end up doing Icon blindfolded. They had to do what is it? Not Air Race. That's at Drayton. What's the
Red Force.
Red Force. No, not Red Force. That's in
the Red Arrows themed ride that everybody forgets the name for.
I think it's Red Arrows, but some people had to do that instead. So hopefully that doesn't happen, because you would be disappointed if you got promised Icon and ended up doing that instead.
It's not that, is it?
No. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But I just have faith in them. Like we said before, I feel like what they do at Pleasure Beach is always really good. That they're just bang on with everything lately. I'm looking forward to it. Skyforce, there we go.
There it is. Thank you.
Sponsored
it was sponsored by Red Arrows. Yeah. It's a big thing when it but like you say, after seeing the professionalism of the staff as well from that PBE event that we was on, like, everyone seems really happy and really excited for like Pleasure Beach. Like I've never felt as enthusiastic about the Pleasure Beach as I do now. And that was just from experiencing things that, yes, you have to be on an event to experience, but even throughout the day, the staff were phenomenal. All the ops were amazing. It was just a fantastic time. And if we can get a massive group of us on this journey to hell, that's going to be fucking nuts. It's going to be so funny. It's going to be such a laugh. It really is. And the scare.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this event. So, that's it, really. Anyone got any other questions or noticed anything? Let us know in the chat and we'll have a look.
Yeah.
But yes, that's Journey to Hell, 3 nights, 8th of October till the 31st of October. It's for £32 per person.
So cheap.
It says from, so I'm guessing it might be expensive on like certain days or something. I don't know, but they have in most nights they have 4 timed slots to go in.
What's the latest
quite a
time?
lot of tickets. It depends if it's if it's Fridays, the latest time is 8:30. But then on Friday the 15th, when it gets to Friday the 15th, because that's not the opening weekend, then Friday the 15th is 9:30. And then so there are some 9:30. There's very limited 9:30 slots.
Half 90-minute spoons back there for last year.
You need
I like
to.
your thinking.
You need to after all that. You definitely.
But yeah,
Grand National blindfolded. No, thank you. Nah, definitely not.
you need to see where to brace on Grand National.
You need to see where.
I'll just avoid it. Full stop. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hey, Ryflix. What's up, Tom? How you doing? I've seen you for a while.
Hello, mate. How you doing, man?
How it's on?
Yeah. I'm so hyped. Honestly, I'm so hyped for the Oktoberfest. I'm hyped for this Journey to Hell. It looks awesome. It really does look awesome. I just hope it delivers. I really hope it delivers. And then we've got all of the scare attractions, Scarefest, Fright Nights, everything going on. Let's just hope that it all goes ahead, and we're back. We get a full season in. Like that's the main thing. Get all the events in, get the fireworks in at Alton Towers as well, and everywhere else. And let's just hope that happens, because we've not had it, have we? We've not had a proper like feeling like this. So excited for it. It feels like the parks and everything's just are finally getting. They've got the traction again, and they're going for it. They're not afraid to put things on now. They're going for it.
And I think like the summer that these attractions have had must have been good, man, because people were not allowed to go abroad for a long time. We're only really seeing people going away. But like, over the summer, man, like some of the parks I was going to, I've never seen them that busy. I don't know if it's because it was just not forgot what, but like Pleasure Beach, Jesus, some days that was just like you couldn't even walk through it. And for me, I was like, I'm glad to see it, because these parks need that type of money. Like, I know some people are complaining, going, this is oversold. It's like, at the end of the day, like, they're a business, they need to make money. So hopefully they're getting some of that. It seems like they're getting some of that money and investing it back into the events, and just making sure people come back. There's something to come back to. Because like I think we've said on the podcast before, the average family will go to one theme park a year. Let's be honest. Go to Alton Towers maybe once a year, or even once every 2 years. But if they're putting something on, they'll be like, "Oh, have you seen this? What's going on? Let's go back and do that." So it's just something to draw people back, really. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So next up, we have a little update on Jumanji. coaster at Chessington. There's not really much to say about this except for there has been a registered IP for the UK from, I think is it Sony? Who owns it? Sony?
Yeah,
or,
Sony.
Yeah,
Sony owns Jumanji. Yeah,
so Sony have registered that IP in the UK. So pretty good sign that it probably is going to be Jumanji.
Bring
so
on
there
the
we go.
But that's going to be amazing.
I've been seeing a lot of rumors flying around on Twitter, and they are only rumors, but I've been seeing some people like Chessington Buzz and people like that saying it's going to be a Vekoma. Like new information's going to come out that's going to be a Vekoma. Which I don't know. I'm still like I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Vekoma, but I think after what we found out, you know, where they're having all these B&M juniors in like Legoland, in like the surely they've had a deal on it. Like to me, that pretty much like
it sounds like they're working with B&M again, doesn't it? Like that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. So I would be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be, but I would be surprised if it's a Vekoma, because I'm like, kind of seems like a no-brainer if they've already got working relationship again with them. But I just can't see a B&M being in Chessington. But if it's this junior coaster, then maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's gonna, whatever it is, it's gonna be really cool. I hope that they don't just. See, they're very creative at Chessington, and they always have been. And I think that relying on an IP too much might be a detriment to them. They still need to be creative in how they use the elements and stuff of the Amazon. Like they need to be clever with that. They can't just throw like random creatures from Jumanji in there. They need to really go to town with it. Give it a story. Don't just say it's Jumanji. That's your story. There you go. Like it. You know, get in the queue line. It needs to be something that is interactive. It speaks to the land that it's in. There's a reason why it's here. You know, a callback to some of the old brides that are there. They've all got backstories. So I think that's what they need to do. Don't just say it's just Jumanji. Like, don't just say it's just like Saw the Ride, you know, like don't do that, please. Like go to town on it. Do what you did with Croc Drop, because it was clever. It was really clever. And I hope that they do. I really hope that Merlin do that.
I think we would like the last few, you know, sort of like few rides that even Chessington have put in. I mean, Croc Drop, obviously, as you said, is a prime example. They've really hit the mark with every one of them, and obviously Tomb Blaster with the whole revamp there. I mean, I've not ridden it, but from what I've heard, it sounds incredible. So it's nice to see Chessington doing that, and obviously with this brand new area, that's just furthering that sort of, you know, progression that they're making. So really positive, and yeah, fingers crossed to do something special with it.
I think like Mythica at Legoland has been so successful for Legoland. Like it's brought so many new people to the park, and brought people back to the park as well. Like Merlin aren't going to ignore that. They're going to see that and they'll be like, we need to have like new areas. And if that takes an IP, then I know people hate it, but in the day, like it's some of the best rides in the world are IPs at the end of the day.
Oh, so sure, yeah. I don't hate it. I just want them to use their creativity within that IP.
Like a nice sort of balance.
Yeah, nice balance.
It's it'd be interesting how they do it. Like, because are they gonna just? It's gonna be a weird one, isn't it? Because are they gonna go to like Velocicoaster levels where there's like screens with all the actors from the films on? Because then that would
be a pre-show to help throughput on it, maybe.
But are they gonna? But would they go down the route of like having, you know, when some rides do like lookalikes as like this Flight of Passage, like there's just like lookalikes in it, and it's just really jarring because she's just like that's not the person from the film. Like I can tell.
Deep fake Robin Williams.
So it won't be Robin. If it's going to be anyone, it will be Rock, won't it? It'll be the new ones.
If he comes and opens it, that would be like amazing.
But
I think they go with the newer generation of the film. I know that the whole path area looks like it resembles the board originally, but I think they'd probably go with the new version because it's probably more relatable to the type of audience they're going to be getting for it.
Sean, here's one for you. Do you reckon they'll use the AR with the board?
Ooh,
with the path?
Good question.
Could do, couldn't they? They could do.
That'd be really cool.
They've done that. They've done the AR with all the Mythica
right?
stuff, haven't they?
Yeah,
haven't they? And that works really well. Actually, kids love that. You see them on the phones all the time. So that'd be cool. But yeah,
that rock turns up in the middle. Of the
yeah,
in people's eyebrows. Like, you smell what the rock?
Can you smell?
That'd be amazing. That'd be really cool, actually. You just sit on a bench and just like pull up the AR and like you can see the board and like animals coming across the land and things. Yeah, you could do that. That wouldn't be hard to do either for them. Yeah, because they've got the experience in Mythica now.
Yeah. I think because I remember when we first talked, it was the first episode, wasn't it? When we were talking about Jumanji, the Jumanji coaster.
It was, yeah.
That bit of theming at the end looks like that big rock feature, doesn't it, from the film?
Yes,
not the rock, but the rock feature.
Like Jaguar or Cheetah or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So I think that's going to be like another Big Bob style big structure. That's going to be like the kind of the weenie of the land when you go in there. So but it'd be cool if they had actual animals in there, like they do with Tiger Rock and stuff, like around that area. Like if they can introduce some animals in there, that'd be cool as well.
Wow.
I mean, they could have like parrots in and that sort of thing, like
you could.
Bird section.
That'd be cool. I love
Smell like shit though. You'd have to have a Roma Prime on that.
Would a little bit, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Please don't crap on me.
So yeah. So that's about it then for Jumanji Land.
Yeah, Jumanji Land. Is that what we're going with? Jumanji Land.
Well, you should probably keep calling it. Probably keep calling it Project Amazon because that's the official name of it, isn't it?
Yeah, Project. Yeah.
Project
and all the plans
Amazon
as well are available if you guys want to go and check them out. They're on the public planning for where is it now? Well, it's Chesington, isn't it? Yeah. So just go and check that out if you want to check them out. And it's available at Chesington Buzz. Load of websites, Attraction Source.
I've also got a full article on TPI as well if you guys want to check.
Oh, you gotta go on TPI. You go to themeparkinsanity.co.uk and check it out.
Please do, go check it out.
Sorry, Joe.
It's all right. It's fine.
Just go here. Just go there. I don't mind, Joe. It's just,
wherever it's free.
The whole thing is the website.
It's cool.
There you go. Right, if you guys got any topics for us in the chat, if you have, now is your chance. And just a quick one again, if you are listening to this on podcast streaming formats, we are live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. on the YouTubes. So come and check us out.
Theme Park Enthusiast says, anyone seen the markings at Drayton? What do you think?
Sean? Have you seen any markings at Drayton?
I'm just going to go get some water. You can.
Okay. Well, we don't know what.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I haven't seen them, but I can only imagine it'll be for future It's got to be future planning, right?
It's got to be. I mean,
it's gone. There's Apocalypse. I don't know. Has that officially been sold? And there was a big fuffle about that a while ago.
There was.
I don't know.
I mean,
Sean's the man. He's just gone to get some water.
Just like absconded and left it as for anybody that's listening on a podcast.
It's Drayton Manor, and I can't talk about it, lads.
No, I need some water. I mean, you look at the success with Adventure Cove, what they've done there, the whole revamp with the rapids, and obviously the whole theme they've gone with. That has worked incredibly well. I think with the Drayton markings, I don't know the exact location of them, but it depends on the type of markings that are there. If you're referring to the potential they could be coaster markings, I don't know. I mean, obviously, we've always said that a coaster around the back of the lake would be a really nice sort of selling point for the park, and it would change the skyline.
Just build a pilot. That's all it needs. It needs something like that, and you will pull in some enthusiasts from all over the country that probably wouldn't have gone to Drayton Manor. Do it, Drayton Manor. Do it. Get the first UK RMC, please. That would be amazing.
And a Raptor there would work well. It'd be perfect for the type of audience there. It'd be perfect in terms of the throughput. It'd fit nicely with the park. It'd be a really great selling point to pull people in, going forward. And as you've just said, it'd be
the G-Force, wouldn't it?
Hell yeah, absolutely. It's got to be on it,
and it'd be more reliable as well. So I would tend to go down that route if it is. Just saying, if it is a roller coaster.
So we don't know for definite, obviously, but
we don't know.
Sean,
do you know what's happening with Apocalypse, Sean?
Huh?
Is it it common knowledge that something's happening with Apocalypse like next season? Is it like is it staying around? Is it going?
I think it's a bit up in the air at the minute.
That's what we were saying.
Yeah, I think
up in the air.
Literally.
Love it.
Is it still listed on the site? On the
I'm not sure. I've not looked. We're just saying there was a load of kerfuffle about it. But these markings, you have to be more specific. They could be anything. They literally could be anything. They could be trees that they're just going to take down in the winter. It could be maintenance program, or it could fucking be an RMC. You know, we don't know. RMC shed. It could be anything.
Yeah, I have no idea really. The only thing I do is make videos, so they're not going to tell me. They're not going to tell the videographer what's going on.
Film these markings, Sean.
The place that people are talking about where it potentially would go would be perfect. I know that much. But they've got so much land around Drayton that they could actually use as like a new area.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But
that would be cool.
But yeah, we talk about it that we always say. They need a new coaster. Like I say before, I'd like an STC. Go with STC there.
That'd be all right. Be good.
I think it'd be really cool. Because they're not that forceful, but they're still got some speed. The inverted one, yeah. It's like the new gen SLCs.
Yes,
but they're not as
shit.
They're not as forceful.
Oh, I'll tell you what, right? Road Infusion on that weekend. We're just talking about SLCs now. Oh man, that ride that is getting painful to ride. That's up there with Grand National at the moment for me. I don't know why. It's forceful. I enjoy the forcefulness of it, but there's forceful and then there's just getting absolutely smashed around. There's a difference.
That's Grand National is getting smashed around. I mean, Infusion, yeah, it is a bit rough. Especially on those last two barrel rolls, 0G rolls?
The rolls, the inversions.
Shaking around like that,
and it was hauling as well. It was going so quick. It was always so quick on me. Was it Saturday I rode it? Yeah, Saturday, me, Marcus, Lucy, Sam, and Aaron rode it. I think it was someone else as well. I think it was Harvey.
Yeah.
But that was back row ride as well. That was nuts. But I wouldn't be queuing. I won't be running around to queue up and get back on it again. That's the problem. Need re-rideable rides. Like Icon is when you can get off, get back on. So I think So comfort and something that's an interesting layout. Maybe using some of the features of Drayton, like the lake, for example. It's a really nice landscape. So a new area would be sick at Drayton Manor. I'd be all up for that.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Good move as well.
Did you want to talk about your Great Yarmouth trip?
Yeah, we can touch upon it. So
good point.
It was a couple of weeks ago now, and the vlog's out. If you've not watched it, it's on the channel, and go check it out. Basically, it was just like an impromptu. Should we go to Great Yarmouth because we were in Norfolk, we were in Cromer, so we jumped on a train. It was like 40 minutes to Norwich and then 40 minutes to Great Yarmouth. What I've realised is that Great Yarmouth train station is not in fucking Great Yarmouth. It's about 3 miles away from like the Pleasure Beach. It's quite far. So be ready for that walk if you're going there or an Uber. But on first sight of the Pleasure Beach, I was like, this is actually really cool. It's like on the back end of Great Yarmouth. There's nothing around once you get past like the kiddie area and the sea life and the big wheel they've got there. There's not really much down there, and then it's just the Pleasure Beach, and then there's this really old 1930s wooden roller coaster it runs with brakemen on it. And I didn't know what to expect. I'd never ridden one of these coasters before like that. So I was just expecting a scenic railway. It'll be a walk in the park. First ride, back row, over that lift hill. I did not expect a jet to airtime. Let's put it that way. It was honestly. I looked at Danielle. I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, because Danielle's not a massive ride lover. But we went over, and I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "This is nuts!" And then we got round, and it doesn't look anything off ride. But from what I've seen, from how everybody reacted to my reaction, it is that it's such a good coaster. It's so good, and like you said, Sean, it depends who's operating it. If they want to let it run, they let it run. And heavily believe that they did. It's really cool. Like you have the offload, and then they have to push the train into. Sorry, you have to push the train into the station area where you actually board the train. You take a few sharp turns and you go up a lift hill, and you just kick around this layout. It's just you go up one, come down, next hills, then you go around again, more hills, you go around again, you get slower and slower eventually. But the second hill, once you go back round, you come back, and you hit the second hill. It's so steep. Like we were whipping around that corner, and before we'd even made it round, when you're on No Limits, you usually like make a corner before, and then a little flat piece on a wooden coaster before it drops off. This didn't. It was bang, boom, off. It was insane. It was so good. I did not expect it. I came off like I'd just ridden like Steel Vengeance or something. I was like, this is fucking incredible. Like, but it felt to me, it felt like, and it was so smooth. Like they look after that ride so much.
Yeah, they do.
And that's great.
Yeah, and I mean, you know about that ride, right, Sean?
Yeah, so I did. Growing up, we did a lot of holidays in Great Yarmouth. Used to stay just outside in Hemsby. So I used to go down to Great Yarmouth a lot. So you used to go to Joyland quite a lot, which is like the kiddie park down the road.
Yeah.
Which is actually pretty cool to check out as well, even as an adult, because they've got some cool like vintage rides there.
Nice.
And then Pleasure Beach roller coaster was the first big coaster I did. That wasn't like inverting or anything like that, but it was like a step up to what I was doing. But yeah, so I used to every year getting on there. Love it. I've not been there in quite a few years. The last time I went, I took Joe, but then it wasn't open. It was meant to be open, but it wasn't open. So so Joe has yet to do it yet, but I'm hoping to get on there because it is it's a very good coaster, and something like, you don't get coasters like that
it's so places. Nostalgic, isn't it? It's you've got literally like that much room between you and the car in front, and it's like you've got the one click bar and buzz bar. It's so
just the way it looks as well. I just love how it's like got all just the way it looks on the side. It
looks amazing. I bet that looks fantastic at night if they had the roller coaster LED like lit up.
That'd be cool.
That'd be so cool. I thought the whole vibe at the Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach was really nice. It was an atmosphere where it had something for everyone. I thought the ghost train was fantastically cool.
Yeah,
I thought it was so niche. It was really cool. There's some things that happen. I won't spoil it for anyone, but it's you've got to get on it. It'll shock you a little bit. It will shock you a little bit. I was like, "Whoa, what the heck just happened?" And it does it another 5 times.
It shit me up the last time I did it.
Yeah, legit, right? It comes out of nowhere. And then you come off it and you're like, "Whoa, that was amazing." I'm going back on because you know what to expect, obviously. And it was so fun. It was just really fun. The whole day was really fun. Didn't go on the log flume, but that looked insane. That looked really that looked like a soaker. That looks like a PBE event has to happen down at Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach at some point. That's all I can say.
Got to get Mike on it.
Yeah, everyone, like the drops. There's like 4 drops on this thing. It's really tall as well. It kind of overshadows the whole park. It's right at the front as you walk through, and it's just there. It's huge. And really steep, but all the rides there are really cool. Snails and Fairy Tales is that's bizarrely Disney. Somehow you get transported to Disney. It's all Disney IP now. It's weird. But
you've got
the effort that goes into it is everything just looked really clean. Everything was running. Everything looked pristine, and the coaster itself looked well oiled, well greased, well looked after. It just ran like an absolute beast. It really did. And I can't, the staff there. I mean, when I went back on it myself, and we were coming down, there's a couple of double downs on it, and I looked down to my right and you can see the maintenance shed for snails and fairy tales. And there was literally like this fucking snail upside down, just being sanded down by one of the people. And I'm just like going, Ray! And looking out like, what the fuck? There's just this like snail, like
it was a bizarre experience ever.
Am I tripping? Like, what? what's going on?
I mean, something you need to do. Did you end up going to Joyland?
No, I didn't have time, mate. Didn't have time. I literally had like 3 or 4 hours there, and that was spent on the Pleasure Beach.
The Tyrolean Tub Twist is such a unique cred. It's classed as a coastal cred, and it's the only what are they called now? Virginia Reel ride left in the world.
Oh wow!
So if I show you this,
is that one with the cars that kind of spin around?
Yeah, and it goes down like a thing. It's like the only one left in the world, and it was
no way.
Used to be one of those at Pleasure Beach at one
I'll
point.
be going down again anyway. I really enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed Great Yarmouth itself, to be honest with you. Lots of shopping opportunities and stuff. Wow. Oh, look at that. That's amazing.
That needs to happen at some point.
It's very cool. That's something I really loved. I can't use that. But it's worth doing. It's worth checking out. Like it goes down that whole little track. It's so cool.
No, Danielle, if you're watching, what do we miss out on? We've got to go back and do that.
That's a good overview of Joyland. It's got that big.
That's Nintendo World, right?
It looks like
it doesn't it?
It's universal.
But there's a little cool little junior coaster that goes through the tunnel.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was like, that's pretty cool. But I didn't know that Virginia. I didn't know that was there. I should have done my research a little bit more. But that is epic.
But it's worth going to Great Yarmouth just for that and roller coaster. Definitely.
And the ghost train. Ghost train's pretty cool.
The ghost train's top notch. Yeah.
Can't be a good ghost train.
There's some good flats as well. If you're flat fans, there are some really good flats. It's crazy drop tower. It goes up and down. It bounces. I don't know who made it, but it's really cool. There's something called 360 where it just looks like it hangs you upside down, spins you around. Doesn't really do much spinning on it. Just kind of like I think it has a gondola on it, but it goes and then it stays and it doesn't really move. So everyone's just kind of like upside down, just going around in a circle. It's really high in the air. It's weird. I was like, that looks really uncomfortable, like submission or something. I was like, nah, no thanks. Not for me. I'm not a massive flat fan anyway. Like I like Maelstrom and I really want to ride Loki in Leesburg.
Oh yeah,
to be fair, so
good.
Looks good.
Yeah.
That looks so good.
Looks amazing. Did you like? I can't wait to get that to Great. I really like Great Yarmouth. I think I remember the last time I went there was I think it was about 3 years ago. And I hadn't been years before that, and I always thought, am I going to go there and it's going to be all run down and a bit rubbish, but they've kept it looking really nice on that on the promenade. It looks really, really nice, and
they keep building stuff there as well. There was construction going on. I know this because I bought some new trainers and I had to walk around it on the beach. It was blocked off. I was like, shit, gotta get sand in my new trainers. But I know that there's construction all the way down there, all the way up to Sea Life, and there's the model village as well. That looked pretty cool.
The model village is cool.
I've not done that. But
they used to have a great wax museum there, and it was it was known as like the world's worst wax museum. it looks so bad. Like they didn't even look anything like that was meant to be. But they had this. Do you know like how Madame Tussauds used to have the basement bit with all like the scary things?
Yeah.
I remember them having that, and it was all just full of serial killers and stuff. And I was obsessed with
just like Texas Chainsaw and Mike Myers and all that.
So like,
but
Jason and your
Hannibal Lecter.
It was so funny just to go there and just like laugh at all the how bad everything was, because it was just like they did not look like it at all.
And the high street in Great Yarmouth as well is full of that, isn't it? It has that kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
It has like a 90s Blackpool vibe, if that makes sense.
It kind of was.
You know,
it was that really for like for the area it served. That's what it was really.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. It felt like I'd been transported back. Like you had all the old markets open and all that kind of stuff. It was really.
used to find that like a lot of Southerners used to go there instead of, like how like a lot of Scottish people and like Newcastle people go to Blackpool. It was kind of like, to me, that's what it felt like a little bit.
Nice.
I need to show you this.
Really enjoyed it.
Oh, where is it now?
Have you got the wax?
Yeah,
I mean, like the UK though.
I see this.
UK in general, it's got so many hidden little gems that unless you actually go and take a look for yourself, you just wouldn't know. I think Great Yarmouth's a really good example of that.
Yeah, I mean, even Chroma had pretty much nothing in it, but it was really nice just to be there. It was.
I mean, from what I saw from your pictures, it looked beautiful. So
it was so nice, man. Right, here we go. Oh my god!
Oh dear.
Is that supposed to be Mr. Bean? Rowan Atkinson.
Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
That is, that's the worst one, isn't it? Like,
who's that supposed to be?
That's meant to be. I thought that's meant to be like.
Is it Prince? Prince
what?
William? No. Well, who were it? I don't know who it was. I can't figure out who it was.
Sean Connery.
It's not Jack Nicholson.
Michael Owen.
What?
Nah.
Michael fucking Owen.
What the hell is that?
Legit stuck in the 90s. You just said Michael Owen. It's like, oh man.
For those listening to the podcast,
you just need to go and watch the video.
You definitely need to go watch the video.
Look at Chris Tarrant. He wants to be a millionaire.
Oh man,
I know I do.
But yeah, oh yeah, Chris Tarrant.
Someone melted my face. He needs to phone a friend right now.
And that's the audience at the same time.
Yeah.
But that's gone now, unfortunately. So
wounded.
Such a shame.
Now, then.
But even the actual, like, I remember the front of it just looking so creepy. Like the actual building it was in, like, is that just like a house?
That looks like a B&B.
Yeah,
it's like something from Blackpool.
It really does. The house,
Blackpool B&B.
That's just someone's hobby gone a bit too far, isn't it? That's what that is.
That really is.
There's a horrible divorce in that story somewhere.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come in. Have a look at my wax figures and stay for see. All right.
Yeah.
That is good though. It is. I really did enjoy it down there. It was fun. I'm glad I didn't go and see that thing though. I wonder if that is actually a B&B now. You can stay in it. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, with the wax figures in like the corner of the room, just staring at you.
They would keep like one or two like in reception, like Chris Tarrant just like behind you.
Hello.
Oh dear. Right.
But, go on, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, so we've done an hour and a half. I think that's pretty much all the topics. If anybody else wants to bring one up. Any update on Flip Flop from Theme Park Enthusiasts from Flamingoland? Anything, Joe?
So at the moment, they are, I believe, still working on it. They've not given any further information officially, other than kind of what we're seeing on site. So assumably, it's still planned to open, but at the moment, that's about as much as we know. So
right.
there you go.
Fair enough. Well, there you go.
Nothing further.
He's the man to ask.
And work is still continuing on the coaster as well. I believe there are rumours that it is going to be a spring 2022 opening. I've heard a lot of people say they're basically aiming for like opening day as well. Again, still nothing officially from the park, which at this moment in time is really starting to piss me off, to be honest. Big time, because this should be telling everybody what's going on.
That's the first time I've heard you like legitimately say that.
No, it's pissing me off now. Time. It really is. Considering how much time I've dedicated.
Episodes in, and I've been like pissed off for the last 20 episodes.
No, it really is, because the amount of time I've like dedicated to actually following the construction of that ride, and for them to just sit there like, well, we don't know what the fuck's going on.
Nah, we don't know. What's wrong with it.
Yeah, it will open. And hopefully it's going to be opening day 2022. There we go. That's my rant done.
The problem is that opening day 2022 is going to be November 2022. If you keep going off these reviews off Flamingoland, like they posted something about Halloween event on Twitter earlier, and everyone was like, "You haven't responded to my complaint. You haven't responded to my complaint." It was just a full thread of people being pissed off. Yeah, it's on their official page as well. If you go to it, it's like we queued up 4 hours for 2 rides. Why was none of the rides open? what's going on, which is a fair question. You know, you got
Blackpool's
up and running, Towers is up and running, Blackwater, I presume, is up and running. You know, and in
some form,
if Land isn't up and running properly, then there's obviously something going on, isn't there? By now, and if they're planning Halloween events, they must be doing something. You know what I mean? They must have some staff.
They are. I mean, they are doing a lot for Halloween. From what I can see, they're bringing back Stalking the Park, which is basically their version of a scare maze. So that's coming back. It's an upcharge attraction, but apparently it's well worth it. I've still not done it myself, so I will go check it out. They've got Halloween.
Is it done by them or is it outsourced? Do you know?
It's done by I think it's the Pure Entertainment Group, I think, which is basically the company responsible for their on-site entertainment. And there's a lot of stuff for children and families. But again, you know, customer service for a resort of their standing is everything, and they really should be paying a lot more attention to that and actually dealing with those complaints as opposed to just leaving them there for people to see. So, Flamingo Land, if anyone's watching, deal with it. Please.
Peter Rabbit's pumpkin trail sounds sinister. I'm not going to lie, mate.
What does he do with those pumpkins?
I don't know. Where's he getting from?
That's
crazy.
The bigger
question.
I'm just watching this video Flamingo Land I've made for the.
It's so bad.
It's so weird.
I feel like my Scarefest intro on the GoPro that I did is better than that.
It just seems a bit confused. Like some of it,
leave them alone, Sean.
They've got severed heads. I don't mean the video. I just mean the actual event. Like they've got severed heads.
It's weird.
On stakes, and then like creepy like people crawling through gravestones, and they're like family fun. I'm like, this doesn't look very family fun to me. Just very confused. It just looks very confused.
It does. That literally sums that. For me, that sums them up at the moment. They don't know what they want, what they're doing,
which is a shame because I went the first time.
It's on Twitter, mate.
Yeah, the first time I visited Flamingo Land was last year, and I really enjoyed it. I really everything was running fine. It wasn't that busy, but I think it's just one of them places that it just seems to be really they just haven't adapted to this whole situation very well at all. No. Whereas how have other small parks been able to do it? And then they've just been like, we can't cope.
Just even Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach, we were just talking about it before, how well that was running. There was no rides not running at all. Everything was buzzing. All the stands were full, all the shops were full, all the arcades were full of staff as well. I just feel like Flamingo Land just haven't got the finger on the pulse right now. They need to, pull the socks up and start actually, engaging with their audience a bit more as well.
Yeah. Like when you see like Drayton Manor, how active they are on social media, they're on it. Like they will just comment on people's random posts.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And
they do.
It's
as an enthusiast or as a fan of that park, that means the world to a lot of people. It really does. It's like, oh, sick! They replied to me. That's amazing. That's so good. And they know that. But Flamingo Land, they won't even reply to a customer complaint. So I mean, clearly,
not good at all.
No, it's not. It's not good. It's a shame. It is a shame.
Yeah. On that note,
on that bombshell. Yeah.
Are
we all good? Are we happy?
Yeah, man.
Sorry, it's been a bit thrown together this episode, guys, but just bear with us. We're like 3 men down.
If I wasn't so ill, I'd have been.
We've done an hour and 34.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Can I just say as well? I mean, I've sort of just a little cheap plug here. Basically, I've set up a brand new project. It's something very different. It's not theme park related, but I think it's relevant given the situation that everybody's faced for the past 18 months. Now it's called Living for the Now. It's something that I originally set out doing well before TPI. It was my first ever attempt at blogging, and I sidelined it at the time because it didn't really sort of get much traction. Nobody seemed to kind of sort of interact and respond. I think given the situation we've all been through, the amount of pressure that we've all been under to try and make everyday life work, I felt it was a good time to bring it back. And it's now over on Facebook. And basically the idea is that, we want to sort of raise full awareness around mental health, depression, anxiety, every aspect of that, but also give you guys, a little inspirational quotes, kind of sort of the tools to sort of unlock your full potential and just basically live your best life. So that's my aim with that project. I'm still running TPI. That will continue as normal, but it's just something that I just kind of wanted to do on the side. So if that sounds like something that you'd love, please do come and check us out. We are Living for the number 4, the now all one word on Facebook. There is links to it on TPI as well. So guys, please come say hi.
There's a link in the chat as well. So if you open the chat up on YouTube, there it is right there.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
No worries. And just back onto that just quickly. You've been through a lot, and like this is something that's really personal to you, right? This is something that you want to see people not have to go through the same rigmarole that you went through with everything, And I think you're just basically just shining a light on what it's like, what it's like to go through this kind of stuff.
It's horrible. It's incredibly difficult. I'm at the moment. I'm still fighting a battle as we speak with it.
Yeah, and you didn't have a place for it, and this sounds like a place for people to go.
Exactly. We could all be one community there, and obviously we can all, sort of. You're talking to people that can completely relate to what you're going through. So yeah, it's a nice little sort of outlet for that.
Yeah.
The link is in the chat, guys. Make sure, and we'll put it in the description as well.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Well, yeah,
definitely.
Right. Well, we're going to head off, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Mikhail, if you're watching, have a great time down south. And we're looking forward to next week hearing about your trip to all them new parks and some of the new parks that you haven't been to before or haven't been to for a while. We're looking forward to your reactions from that.
Can't wait to hear the review.
So, yeah, it's good. Anybody else got anything to say? Are we all good?
Just like the video. Make sure you've liked it. And thank you so much for joining us.
And
if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. Hit
subscribe.
Next Wednesday, guys, 8 p.m. We'll see you then.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.